Hey guys, Rodney here. I'm going to just do a pretty cool thing I just found out from my son, that you can actually record your screen on your iOS device while you're actually working on stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm working on a picture for a project I'm doing, which is a team up between some indie superheroes, and I've been actually doing some basic poster shots or some standalone shots for some of the characters. I'm just gonna give you a quick look in the gallery of some of the ones that I just did. I've been drawing these guys in like a real rough style, but because I'm actually laying out a book, and this guy is James Bethel's Captain Jamaica. This is also James Bethel's Z Luna, and Anthony Peterson's Pencil Man. So I mean, these are like some of the characters that I'm working on, and these are some other characters that Anthony created. I just did my take on it. This is a character called Hummingbird, because I really like the way this came out. Let me give you a quick idea of what the original one was. The original design was, this is what it is. He used, I believe, Hero Machine 3 to generate it. And I wanted to do something a little bit more different and give you more of a superhero comic book feel for the character. So I went with this a little bit, and I changed the color palette a little because I wanted to give you more of a villain color palette. If you notice in comics, characters like Lex Luthor usually wears a lot of purple, a lot of green. So I shifted her colors more towards the purple. I still kept the yellow and the red there, but I made the red a bit darker, so it's not as bright or vibrant, so you can actually see more that she's a bad guy. Another cool one, another character he created, I believe his name is General Grievous. He's an alien type character, or General something other. I never remember his full name. This is just a quick take I did on it. Again, it's another Hero Machine concept art that was done. And I wanted to try to keep some of the ideas, but again, you notice I shift the color palette from the red and yellow, which is a little bit more heroic, reminds you of Iron Man. I shifted the color palette more to purple and green, and then I use the yellows as highlights because yellow is one of the primary colors, and if you see it on Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, they usually use them as highlights, but it also works if you still want to make the villain stand out with those colors like purple and green. You still can throw in the yellow in there to brighten up the shot or to accentuate the character for you to actually concentrate on them. So, but this is the stuff that I'm working on right now. I'm actually working on and this is Diamond Shay. This is Taz's character. It's a pretty interesting character. She has the ability, she has a multiple sets of abilities depending on the color of her eyes. In this case, that you see her gigantic, she's basically, her eyes would be red. What I'm doing with a lot of these pictures right now is I'm drawing them in black and white, and these are the stuff I'm probably going to be posting on Instagram and Facebook and maybe even Twitter. I'm actually, since they're all black characters and it's Black History Month, I'm actually going to be drawing a bunch of black indie characters here and there. And the idea of what I'm going for is to I usually choose to draw indie characters because Marvel, DC, and all the others, they have so much people drawing them all the time. I really choose not to draw those characters anymore, even though I love characters like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Blue Marvel, Spectrum, Captain Marvel. I love all those characters, but again, like I said, we have so many people drawing those characters. Short of commissions of somebody asking for it specifically and paying me to draw that, I choose to only draw indie characters. But that's one of my choices. What I'm working on right now is Nightfire. So what I'm doing here is, for some bizarre reason, this is the final one I was getting ready for ink, but I don't know, it's a little bit off to me, and I still haven't added in his suit designs yet because he has a lot of fire that's supposed to be represented on the suit that I haven't added yet. My original layout for it, it's not bad, but I thought when I was gonna ink, I was gonna get a little bit tighter. It's a tighter drawing, but still, it's a bit off to me. Compared to the other ones that I did, it's not, something's missing. So what I'm doing is, I'm doing one more pass on top of the character. I'm gonna probably do another re-inking of it, and then see what I can actually get. I think one of the things that's going on too that I'm not liking about it is the body's a little too small. I actually want to extend him out a little bit, make his legs a bit longer, make his waist a little bit longer. I think that'll help. So that's what I'm actually trying to work on right now. So this is the third pass on the character. See what I can pull off. Pick the wrong layer. So the program I'm using here is Procreate. It's on the iPad. I found out that I pretty much rather draw on the iPad in most cases. I prefer it. So that's what I actually been doing more nowadays. And even if I'm doing touch-ups or even fixes for people, I found that I'm a bit faster on the iPad now than I am on a computer. And especially too, since I also have the Apple Pencil, it makes it a little bit easier. So let me just show you a quick idea of what I was trying to do, because I had hit the wrong layer last time. So the idea is we're gonna pull out his waist a little bit, make him a little bit longer. We're gonna extend his legs out a little bit, widen them out a little bit. I can't widen them out. Just extend, maybe add a little twist into it. I think that might produce a better result, and he won't look as squat, which is one of the tendencies I have as I draw. And even when I lay stuff out, I realize I usually have a tendency to, in my opinion, squat out the characters a bit more because I like the round muscles. So what I try to do is during my inking and during inking and sometimes even in coloring, I have the tendency to try to tighten up the characters a little bit more, make them look a little bit more dynamic. I have been basically doing like certain things where I've been giving myself messages about, or like in my art, that to improve it, and it's been getting better. And there's a lot of little subtle things I've started noticing too when you're doing things in perspective. And if you actually want to make it look a little bit better, sometimes you can add these contour lines like this to create roundness. And what I'll do is I'll use these lines also to help me when I'm inking, to try to figure out a little bit more how to make things look like they have shape. If you notice the cape too, I finally figured out a way to make the curves come out in the capes. What I used to do with just color, now I just do it with a series of lines when I ink. But yeah, so this is what we got so far.